Today's card is a pretty feminine card. It's got some lace, some very lovely sparkly butterflies. So if you're interested in making these cards, stay tuned. Today I will be using the 2 Lacy Borders cutting dies. Very pretty and detailed. This is an 8.5x11 sheet of textured peacock paper and a 3-pack of butterfly dazzles. And these are really neat because you can take these little jewel dazzles and stick them on the corresponding gaps in these pretty butterfly dazzles, and they come in 3 different finishes here. So here's the front of the package, just showing you the back. Alright, so, and you can ignore this is just cut off because I've used it already, but if you buy the bundle you will be getting a full 8.5x11 sheet. Alright, that's it. So let's get started. So first I'm going to cut some of my lace strips here. I've got my Epic 6 die cutting machine, the cutting platform, and the flexible cutting mat to go on top. So I placed my die on my platform with the blade side up. Ignore these cut shapes in the background, those were a mistake. Then place my peacock paper pattern side down on top of my die, and then place my cutting mat on the very top, and I hold it together while it goes through so it doesn't shift, and roll it right through. Okay, and there's my lacy border. So now what I like to do is take my craft pick and poke out all the little holes, and also poke out the actual border here, so you can get that. Oh, there we go. So it's a nice pearly texture here. It's really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a few more borders, and then I'll go ahead and get started on the card. Okay, so what I've done is cut 2 thin lace borders, 1 thick one, and I've covered my card with the Gypsy Jewels paper that's this right here, and there's other pretty papers in the set. I've also made a greeting. So this says, "Don't let anyone dull your sparkle," and this is from a stamp set called Smart and Sassy Sayings, so it's really fun. And I placed it on my Gypsy Jewels paper and matted it. And by the way, to get this little V shape, all you have to do is, cut a longer rectangle and then cut a little V in the end, and then mat it. And now what I'm going to do is arrange my lace borders on my card and probably foam tape that on top. And I'll move on to my butterflies. One tip is to glue it on. I use glue stick, and I don't spread it because then it would get all messy in the holes. So I just simply dab it while holding it down, and it seems to work pretty well. Just dabbing on the glue stick straight up and down, and then bringing it over to the card and gluing it down. The length of these is nice because it gives you a bit of extra to work with. It's not exactly the length of the card, so it's about 1/2 inch longer. Now that I've got these glued down, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. Okay, so for my butterflies, what I have here is just a scrap piece of clear acetate overlay, and I would like to put some butterflies on it and cut them out so they look like they're kind of fluttering on my card. By the way, this is what my card looks like at the moment. Got my greeting on there. So I'm going to place this big turquoise or teal butterfly on my acetate. Now I'm going to take some of the circles from these butterflies and then some of the circles from this sheet and fill in maybe a few, maybe not all of the openings in my butterfly. So I like to take my X-Acto knife and kind of peel off these jewel dazzles, get underneath them with the knife, and then try and stick them on the tip and carefully place them down. Just like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to finish my butterflies. I'll be back. Okay, so I've made 3 different butterflies, and here they are. And this one I've already folded up, but I think the acetate's really cool in that you can see through the butterfly, and you can kind of fold it up so it's 3D. So how I do that is just kind of just take it between your fingers and make a crease on either side of the butterfly's body so that you'll have something to glue down in the center, and then the wings just kind of flutter upward. Do that with this one, just folding with your fingers on either side of the center here, and there you can kind of see. So now what I'm going to do is arrange these on here and just tack them down with zips, and this kind of glue sticks really well to the acetate, so make sure you put it in the right place. So I just cut off a little piece of it. I'll place it on the back of my butterfly body here, just in the middle, because we don't want to glue the wings down. So I'm just gonna press down, and there we have a pretty fluttering butterfly. Alright, I'm gonna place these down and be right back. Okay, so I'm done with my card, and I really love how the butterflies really sparkle, especially as you can see their wings lifting off of the card, and on top of the delicate lace. I think they look really lovely. So I hope you enjoyed this card. Please stay tuned for this week's bundle and join me again next week for another project. Thanks for watching. First in the bundle, of course, we have the 2 Lacy Borders cutting dies. So there are a thinner one and a thicker one, and they're both about 7 inches long. So they're great for borders on your cards, scrapbooking pages, and pretty much any project you can think of. And there's more cutting dies here on the back, as well as a project idea. Now you're also going to get a 3-pack of butterfly dazzles, and this is really cool because you can mix and match the different shapes inside the butterfly wings. So as you can see, the circles correspond to a bunch of circles on the actual butterflies, and they come in 3 different finishes. This is a teal mirror finish, a pinkish purple pearl finish, and then this is the purple holographic finish. All very nice and sparkly and shiny. A project idea on the front and instructions on the back. And finally, you're getting the peacock specialty paper in 8.5 by 11, and it does have a pearlescent shine to it, looks like. So it's a very pretty textured paper, and it's very fun to work with. So those are all 3 items in today's bundle. Thanks so much for watching, and please join me again next week for another fun project.